What is up, D2R family, and welcome back. I know it's been long waited. I know it's been long overdue. We had to take care of some things, but now we back and better than ever. It's your host Elias, and you know we got with us Elijah.
Man, it's your co-host Elijah. Yeah, like he said, we've been going handling some business, man, but we're back at it.
Back at it and better than ever, man. But yeah, you already know how we started off. We're gonna jump straight into it. Ain't gonna take too much of y'all time. I do want to say, before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with another friend, and try to get us out there, man. We got a goal that we're trying to reach, and we gonna stop until we get it. So we need you guys to support. If you got anything,
most definitely. Yeah, like saying, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get to it.
Let's get to it, baby. All right, yeah. So we're gonna start off with a quote, and the quote that I have today is from Martin Luther King, the Great. He said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." I'm gonna read it again. It says, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." Martin Luther King.
Nah, that's deep.
That's deep.
I think the quote kind of speaks for itself, though.
Yeah, it's pretty much a self-explanatory quote. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like, the ultimate challenge of a man is, it's like, I think like, we all got stuff that we all got goals, we all got dreams, we all got aspirations.
Yeah.
Like, it don't take nothing to say, I want to be the greatest ever. Mm-hmm. I just said it. Mm-hmm. Now, life itself is going to test and bring obstacles and bring challenge and bring controversy to you to see if that's what you really want. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not, you're not measured by okay, we comfortable right now. We talking, oh yeah, I'm finna go out there, I'm finna do this, I'm finna go that.
You measure by the actions.
You measure by the actions. You measure by when the thing didn't go your way.
Yeah.
Are you gonna sit down or you gonna quit? Yeah. For me, I know if I got a real brother, if I got a real teammate, we talking football now, is if their attitude as a DB, after they get bombed on. If they get bombed on and they, oh man, it's the end of the world, they unconfident, oh, I can't go to war with you, bro.
Yeah.
I can't go to war because it's gonna happen. Challenge is gonna happen. That's really how I see where your mind is at. Mm-hmm. You can't measure a man by when everything is going good, when everything is clicking, when everything is going right.
It's gonna hit the fan sometime.
It's gonna hit the fan. You gotta know how to bounce back. You gotta know how to.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode too. Yeah. You bouncing back. And then I could put it in the business aspect too. I could say, like, you can measure it off of when you first start in the business. When you first start in the business, that's probably the roughest part you're gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? You're starting from scratch. You don't really know it. You don't really have connections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I say that's when you should be judging somebody, like looking at their work ethic and how they, you know what I'm saying, go about how they routine.
Yeah.
Really dedicated to the path, to the grind.
Or do they just want the glory?
Yeah, or do they just want, you know what I'm saying? Just want the end part.
Yeah.
Because the journey, that's the main part. That's
the main part, man. Yeah. You got to fall in love with the journey. That's real, what you just said.
Yeah.
That kind of brings me to a question that I just thought of. It's kind of like, okay, we know challenge and controversy. We know that adversity. Mm-hmm. That's certain. You're going to face adversity. Yeah. We faced adversity multiple times in our life. It's going to happen to every single one of you guys watching this. Adversity is promised. My thing is, for you, what do you think the most important thing is when facing adversity is to have by your side, whether it be a mindset or anything? How do you approach adversity?
Yeah.
What's the most important thing?
For me, it's like, first of all, you got to have faith in God, for sure. Faith in God is the main thing, but I say it's your routine too. Like, okay, staying disciplined and staying consistent, for sure. So faith in God, discipline, and staying consistent, for sure. That's the main things when you facing adversity.
Go a little bit more into the faith in God, because I know what you mean, but for the viewers, they might not know what you mean by faith in God. Will that be like a prayer, or will that be like how does that look for you, or like for the average person, faith in God?
Yeah, it could be a prayer. It could be a prayer, or it could be just like your relationship with God. What do you do? You know what I'm saying, behind closed doors. Whether that's prayer, whether that's going to church. You know what I'm saying, something that keep you grounded. Really.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, keeping you grounded, man. Yeah, because that's definitely something that I wouldn't say struggle with, but it's like when the bullets get to flying it's kind of like you kind of lose yourself because it's so much going on. But it's so important when you facing that adversity, when everything is coming at you full speed. Man, just set aside 10 minutes a day for God. You know what I'm saying? That's little something. And then from there, your time can grow. But just doing things like that to keep you grounded.
Nah, and that's
key.
Something I struggle with too. Yeah, I had, you know what I'm saying, had a lot going on.
Yeah, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying?
But then you gotta thank God for the position that you're in right now. Because it could always be worse.
It could always be worse.
You just thank God, be blessed that you in that position. So.
That's real. And then I'm gonna answer my own question. I said, what's the most important thing with adversity? And I was gonna take a different approach. I was gonna say, faith in God, of course, that's number one. Faith. You gotta believe not only in God, but you gotta believe in yourself that you're gonna get out of this, that you got faith that you have a vision. You have to have a vision that you're working towards. If you're just working just to work, when that adversity comes, it's gonna knock you off because you're not working for nothing. Like you don't have a purpose, you don't have a reason, you don't have a why. Now, if you're working for something, that purpose, if you're working for your family, you're working for your future, you trying to, for your legacy. That's stronger than any adversity. So when that adversity does come, it's like, okay, this hard, but this ain't. I'm not gonna walk away from this because my kids got to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a legacy. You know what I'm saying? So having a strong enough why, and then another thing that I was thinking was perspective. Like a lot of people don't talk about this, but perspective drives performance. When you are going through the adversity, the easiest thing in the world to do is be like,
give up and quit.
Give up, quit, and then just be like, why this happening to me? This is the worst thing in the world. Now, if you just shift that perspective to say, this is happening to me to make me stronger, better, you know what I'm saying? Now we're cooking. You know what I'm saying? Now we growing as men and growing as women. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't kick back and chill knowing I didn't go through that adversity. Like if I just had it all made, like, you know what I'm saying, everything was given to me, I couldn't really kick back and chill and enjoy it. Like how when I got out of the mud, like I'm in my mansion house, you know what I'm saying? If I just got it handed to me, I was just be like, you know what I'm saying? It'll be a regular day. But if I like had to grind for it, had to get out of the mud, you feel like you made it. Like you feel like you that guy. Like you deserve it. You deserve it.
It's part of you. And then the crazy part is I'm gonna add two things, and then we ain't gonna take too long. First, I was finna say, like, that adversity that you're going through, when you do make it, it's gonna prepare you for the adversity of the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you had to make ends meet. Like in college, we struggle. We don't got a lot of change in our pocket. It's some people, you know what I'm saying, that got it like that. We don't got it like that, you know what I'm saying? So we going through a little bit of adversity, you know, with your situation. But now you learn how to make money stretch, you seeing a positive in it. So when that adversity does come in the future, you already prepared for it because you've been through that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna knock you completely off course. And then another thing to add is, I ain't trying to be funny, but Inky John said when you work for something, it's a different type of attachment to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it hits so different when you know that you put them hours in and you know you went hard with your craft and you know that you really put blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's a different type of attachment to it. You're not just gonna walk away from it because I didn't invest it too much. I invested too much time, too much sweat equity. I'm not just gonna walk away from it. So it's a different type of attachment when you work for it.
Okay. So how could you with competitive stamina? So how could you compare or relate competitive stamina to relationships or anything, whether that's relationships, close friends, or whether that's a relationship to your
competitive what do you mean by competitive stamina? I think I know what you mean, but explain it to them.
Could it translate to competitive stamina translate to relationships?
Okay. Yes, definitely, because you know what I'm saying, competitive stamina to me, when I hear competitive stamina, I think being able to compete at a high level, or being able to not even just compete, being able to give your best for a long period of time. Just think about it. In a relationship, you got to be able to give your best for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? So
wanted to last, you
can't one day.
You got to start off how you got to end how you start off, but not even
you got to continue to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And competitive stamina is really just a process. And I think of it like this. I could tell the way you are in a relationship by the way that you attack practice, by the way you play football, by the way that you attack work, by the way that you attack school. If you attack it sometimes,
how you do one thing is how you do that.
Yeah, how you do one thing. If you attack it sometimes, I'ma show up early to class. Sometimes I'ma be 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
Sometimes you doing the same thing in your relationship. One day you showing affection, you showing love, and you doing everything that you need to do. The other day, you might not even shoot your girl a text. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just competitive stamina it's a never-ending process. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely ties hand in hand. It's all one thing.
If I had to put it into a money aspect or a financial literate aspect,
yeah, I know how you is.
That'd be kind of hard. But I'll say with a budget thing. Like if you starting your budget, you know what I'm saying, you doing good the first week. Yeah. That second week you like, let me buy this, go on Amazon, buy this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You slipping. So you gotta be able to continue and hold that budget that you set aside or that plan that you set aside, and you can't fall astray from that. That's how I put it into really a money aspect.
That's real.
Financial.
That's real. Well, shoot, we gonna go ahead and pivot. We ain't gonna take too much on that. I think they get the point, man. It's pretty much what we're saying is, man, like he said about competitive stamina, being willing to overcome adversity, and things of that nature, man. So I really wanted to talk about the Trump allegations. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody didn't see what's going on in office right now with Trump taking over. It's a lot of pivots going on. It's a lot of shifts going on in the economy. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, though, he's really hurting the lower income people. But the lower income people are the ones that voted for him. Yeah. So it's like he's really they shooting themselves in the foot because what he did was he ended up raising tariffs. You know, eggs is like $6 right now. Eggs is crazy. I'm trying to see like why the eggs?
You know what I'm saying? Like I went to go buy me a pack of eggs and I spent over almost at $10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was buying eggs for about $3 or $4 for a dozen. You know what I'm saying? So now it's getting ridiculous now. You know what I'm saying? Gas is up and down. You know what I'm saying?
He's thinking about taking away FAFSA,
financial aid, DEI. He already took that away.
And that definitely affected Tuskegee now because it was another group. It was a NASA group that was supposed to go to NASA. For an internship. They ended up getting declined because
of the DEI.
NASA hit them up and was like, we're no longer.
We don't got to
hire you, so we're not gonna hire you no more. So,
and I think with the DEI situation for me, it's kind of like it's just showing true colors. You know what I'm saying? For me, more than anything, because I always try to assume the positive on the situation. Like even with the Trump situation, the type of mentality I have with it is educate yourself and know it, but don't let it consume you. I'm not finna let his decision, his actions consume me in a way in which affects the way that I live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna still get this money. I'm still finna chase my dreams, and I'm still finna go to the place that I want to go to. But educate it in yourself so you can make it easier on yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as a community, we don't educate ourselves on this enough, especially in the South. You know what I'm saying? We just go with the flow. And now when it comes back and hunts us, now it's like, dang, but I mean, if we would educate, we don't vote. We don't vote as much as we should. We don't vote, and then when we do vote, we don't educate ourselves in a way in which we should. You know what I'm saying? But the DEI
said around like 30% black men voted for Trump too. But we don't vote enough. That's
because we think it don't matter. But going back to the DEI situation, I could go all the way off. But I think it's showing true colors. And I think we should we as a community, we need to learn how to come together.
Facts. Instead of always trying to go against each other.
Instead of always trying to compete against each other, go against each other, we need to learn how to come together. Okay, these companies don't mess with us. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, back in the day, Black Panther Party, they used to stand outside the stores. We not shopping there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not shopping there. They don't mess with us.
So we're putting all our money into companies that don't mess with us.
That
we're going into Nike, going into, you know what I'm saying? Going to all these different stores, and they at the end they really don't like you. You can't even use their bathroom. But you could buy their products.
And we'll take your money, but we won't take nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm all for Atlanta. Atlanta is kind of like a black market. But we need to have that like almost
everywhere. We need to learn how to support each other and come together, bro. Because that's it'll take us to the next level. I think that's the biggest And I'm gonna ask this, and then we're gonna move on. But what do you think the biggest thing holding us back as the Black community? That's a deep question right there, because it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's too much.
First of all, I say us killing each other. Definitely, that's
violence.
The violence, yeah. That's number one. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, us not being able to come together. And like you have, for example, you got like all these different companies. And they compete against each other, but they can easily work together. How these Nike, Googles, and how they work together.
They working together.
Yeah.
They're I know exactly what you're saying.
But yeah, you could really work together and then reach that goal.
Right.
Yeah,
we don't know how to really do that as a community.
We need to be on one page.
Yeah, and that's literally what I was going to say, is us not being on one page, and us the separation in our community. Mm-hmm. You got the well-to-do, you got the hood. Mm-hmm. You got the middle class, and it's a complete separation. The well-to-do don't want nothing to do with the hoods. Mm-hmm. The hood don't want nothing to do with the well-to-dos. Yeah. The mid-class, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just need to learn how to come together as a community and look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think that because of how hard it is for us to make it, we think that it's only room for one of us. Mm-hmm. Instead of knowing that it's room for everybody to eat. It's enough money in this world for everybody to have food on their table, to have good living.
$30 trillion in revenue
just circulating. And only 1% gets to be a millionaire.
1%.
Or above, 1%.
That's all.
But yeah, we need to learn how to look out for each other and learn how to be together. Mm-hmm. We don't have no sense of togetherness. But we're going to go pivot into the last thing. I know you said something about we got spring ball coming up. Yeah. I had go ahead, you take it from me.
I was just gonna say, we got spring ball coming up. I was really just trying to see, so basically what's your goals going to, or how your goals from how you getting better from last spring ball to this spring ball? What's your goals going into this spring ball? How you gonna separate yourself, or how you gonna be different from last year?
From last year to this year? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not gonna necessarily use last year, because last year, we was at the house. I could use last year, but I'll use the year before last, when I lastly played spring ball, like out of school. Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I would say I actually had a really good spring ball. Mm-hmm. After my freshman year, I had a really good spring ball. I came in third string and I finished starting. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna change too much of my routine, but that pretty much told me and showed me what I need to do to stay on course. And that's, of course, you already know what I live by: working the hardest. I would never let nobody outwork me, especially in my position in the NCAA. Nobody's gonna outwork me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the first one in, last one out. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this time around, I was still young then. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm growing into myself and I know what I want, I'm gonna take an intention more to lead now. Lead the other people in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Lead other people to where the end goal is, and that's winning the conference championship. So I say just the intention for this spring is, of course, solidify myself. We got a new coaching staff, so I still got to prove myself early, prove myself, and then lead. Yeah, lead is the main thing for me. What about you?
Okay. I ain't like, for me, it's more so this time I really want to make more plays, and I know that's gonna come over time by watching film. Mm-hmm. So I really want to become like a student of the game, more of a student of the game. And
that's real. And what does that consist of as far as student of the game?
It just consists of watching film, being in the right place at a time, like being right place, right time, being practice on time, just being disciplined. Paying attention, focus. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a big part of that. I need to work on focus. Mm-hmm.
That's real, bro. Focus. That got to be an episode itself. Focus, talking about focus. Yeah. Because I can go to the deep end, and then I got a little something too. Before we end it out, we finna go ahead and end it. I need you to say one word. I know it's past New Year, but I still want to hear one word to describe last year And then one word that you got to describe for this year. If you want me to go first, I can, because I got my word. What you think? You got your word?
Yeah, I got my word.
Okay. To describe last year.
To describe last year?
Yeah.
Last year was really like a grind.
Okay.
A grind year. This year, I'm gonna say it's execution year. Because you know, we done already worked.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the work is over with, but like this year, like you at the finish line. When you at the finish line, you don't need to pull up. You need to go even harder.
Go even harder. It's time to take it to another level.
Yeah.
That's real.
So it's really execution.
Okay.
Just the execution year.
Execution year, bro. And then for me, it's kind of on the same lines as you. Last year was a fortitude. Like, put your head down, because you know that what I do now will set me up in position for the future. It was I knew I wasn't gonna catch a win last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that was a fortitude year. I'm thinking about the future self. Now this year, this is the harvest year. You know, when you got the farm and you cast all the seeds out.
Yeah. You start to grow. That's real.
To the moon.
That's real.
This is a harvest year. And that's really the best way to explain it, man.
That's real.
But yeah, man, sure, we came with it, man. We had to drop an episode for y'all. You know, we know it's been a minute, but like we said earlier, we appreciate everybody that tuned in, that supported. Make sure you please subscribe, comment, share to a friend. And if you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, just make sure y'all, like you said, comment, subscribe, share, all that, man. We need the love. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support too. All y'all telling us, you know what I'm saying, that we on the right path, keep doing what we're doing. So we appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate the motivation, man. But yeah, without further ado, man, we finna get out of here. Peace out.
Peace out.